Hello guys, and welcome to my 5th Beginner's Excel tutorial. This tutorial is going to go through the sum formula. Now, I've just again got some random data. I've taken the same random people. I've got months down the side, and then I've got random numbers. I'm not even going to specify what these numbers mean. I'm just going to show you how you're going to subtotal them across the bottom. First thing I'm going to do, you'll notice that these people aren't really fitting onto the screen properly. So what I'm going to do is a quick trick. You just highlight the column and go to Format Cells, go to Alignment, and you can change the direction of the text. So I'm just going to change it to upright like this. If I click OK, you'll notice that all the wording in the cell has gone onto its side. So if we drop these back, rather than do it one by one, you can just highlight all of them and drop them all down. And then that just gives us a little bit tidier and easier to see information. Right, so how do we then subtotal these? First of all, I'm going to put a total row down here at the bottom. I'm just going to make these grey like I did before, bold them up, and make these grey as well down here, bold them up, just make them a little bigger. Now this is starting to look a little bit unclear, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make better grid lines. So I'm going to go onto here, just put a few more borders in it. There we go. And so I want to fill in my totals down here at the bottom. So in order to do this, you just write equals sum, and then we want B2 to B13. Well, it's very similar to count and counter, except instead of writing count, you write sum, and then enter, and boom, totals up all of the information in here. And then we just do the same for the next column. So let's put equals sum, open bracket, C2 to C13. Done. Now this is starting to get a bit tedious because see, we're typing the same thing every time in the column but just changing a letter. So Excel has a very quick and easy way of filling all of these in, and essentially what it is just to go whoop, and it will copy across all of the formulas for you. So if we make these big, you can see that they've all got the values, and if you go in, you can see on each one it's already moved the letter for you just by dragging it across. This is a really useful technique. You can also drag things down. So if you go like this, you can drag the whole thing down, and that's going to again going to keep the letter the same because you've only gone down one, but it's going to move the row. So instead of doing F2 to F13, this is done F3 to F14. Sometimes you might not want it to do this. You may want it to stay as it was before. The way to do this, so say on this one here, we don't want it to move down on the rows, we want it to stay as it is. So what we'll do is before we write in our thing, we'll put a percent sign before each of the numbers. What this percent sign means, what dollar sign means, is don't change this as you drag the formula through. So press enter on this. If we drag this down, then you'll notice that those have stayed the same. If you drag it across, you'll notice that the letters have stayed the same, have changed, because there's no dollar sign before them, but the numbers will always stay the same. If we again put a dollar sign before the letters, and let's just put one before both letters, and then drag that across, you notice that they're all 610 because none of the formulas have changed at all. And then last but not least, let's just put a grand total. So there's no reason in Excel that you cannot you reference a cell that is a formula itself. So if we go equals sum and then highlight all of these cells that have the formulas in, close bracket, press enter, then that's going to total up all of these. And if we change one of these numbers up here, change that to 50, then the subtotal down here changes, and then also this changes over here. So that's how you use sums to create a subtotals for tables, and also a short introduction into how you use the percent sign to stop formulas from pushing themselves across. I'll go more into uses for that later on, but now thanks for listening, and I hope to catch you in the next tutorial.